What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today I'm going to be bringing back kind of like a mini series that comes up every now and then, or at least it has in the past, especially when the game starts to get a little bit on the stale side for a lot of people, because people tend to fall into habits, and they use the same classes over again, they play the same game modes a lot of the time, and if you do that for long enough, even if you really enjoy the game, you're going to get burnt out on it eventually. So with this series, what I do, it's called Try This Out, is I find that unique sort of setup that I don't really see anybody using, or very, very rarely I see people using it, that I think is a lot of fun to use and is a very viable class or playstyle or something like that, and I share it with you guys. And today it's going to be this Dredge class. I almost never see the 48 Dredge in multiplayer anymore. A lot of people didn't realize that quite some time back, I think it was almost a month ago or maybe even a little bit more, the Dredge did get a small buff. Now, when the game first launched, this thing was super powerful, and they nerfed it a bit. But this buff brought it back up to where it should be in my mind. Combine this with the recent site buff, which, in case you guys haven't heard about it, pretty much everybody has by now. I will leave a link in the description to the site buff video so you can see exactly what happens with the Varix Site. If you put the Varix Site on the Dredge, there is like no recoil whatsoever within your burst. All of your bullets just go into like the same hole, basically. And it basically turns this thing into like the best sniper rifle in the game. Even though it's an LMG, it's amazing. Absolutely a blast to play with. The one burst kills are so satisfying to get. If you just pull that trigger once and you kill a guy, such a satisfying feeling. And I highly recommend giving this class a go. So the full class that I'm using in this gameplay here, obviously you can make some tweaks based on your personal preference. But the main thing is a Dredge with a Varix and quick draw. Anything else you can swap out. Also, I would recommend fast hands, but anything else for your perks you can play around with. I've got like awareness and tac mask and flak jacket, but do whatever you want with that and fill that class out however you'd like to fill it out. But basically, give this gun a go. Be very patient with your shot. I feel like that's where a lot of people fall down with the Dredge and really struggle with the Dredge, is they try and like spray to get onto their target. Instead, I like to treat it like a better P06. In my mind, it is a better P06 because there's no delay from when you pull the trigger to when the burst actually fires. And you get a very similar result to what you'd get with the P06 with this particular setup, because like I said, all the bullets are going out into like the same hole, which is pretty incredible. So get on target, make sure you're perfectly on target before you pull the trigger, and once you do pull that trigger, you'll be getting one burst kills for days, and it's a ton of fun to use. Also, I've noticed that after I play a few games with this and I'm making sure that my first shot is perfectly on target, this actually trains my aim a little bit better with the other guns because it allows me to snap onto target faster. So this is actually a good aim training tool as well, but it's still very viable and fun to use in public matches. So I'd like to know in the comment section below, are there any classes that you feel are really underrated, that you really don't see people using, that are viable and yet a lot of fun to use? If you do have any of those classes, please let me know in the comment section below. I'll have a look at some of those, try them out, and if I really like that particular setup, then I might share it for a future episode of this series. Now keep in mind, I'm obviously not looking for the things that people are always using, so I don't really want to see like a VMP with like quick draw and stock on it or something, because I mean people use that all the time, or even a VMP with Varix now and quick draw and stock or whatever it might be. I'm looking for those really underappreciated sort of setups that you just don't see used at all. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.